Hey everyone, so I thought I would start today's vlog as I'm getting ready. I probably should have just blended in my foundation first because I currently look kind of crazy, but today I am vlogging. It is Monday the 26th, I think, 25th, and today I'm taking my driving test again. So this will be my 4th driving test. I think I only vlogged my last one. I don't think I vlogged my first two, so if you've seen that last video you will know I failed my last test and I was very annoyed about it. It's been like 3 months since that test. Honestly I just can't be bothered with it anymore. Like, I now obviously work full-time. It's not easy to take like a day off to take a test. So I mean, that's what I've done today. I've taken like one of my holiday days to take this test, which is just so annoying. Like, I don't want to take a day of holiday to do something not fun. But yeah, it's not easy working full-time. The driving test centre only works like during the week, which is just a pain. And I'm just at the point now where I can't be bothered with it. So I'm gonna take a test today. I feel like I've not started this video very positively, but yeah, I think it's just the fact that I'm not planning on driving. Like, I'm not getting a car. I'm not planning on driving with my license anytime soon. So I just really don't care that much about it because I'm like, well, if I have one, it doesn't make any difference to my life if I don't have a driving license. But I've obviously paid for all of my lessons and things now, so I'd rather just pass and get it out the way at this point in my life, so then in the future when I do need to drive, I've just got it all sorted. So I'm gonna keep going, I'm gonna keep persevering until I pass this bloody test. Even if it takes me like 20 attempts, because I have no shame. Like, I think I said this in my last video, I really feel no, like, I know some people get really embarrassed by driving tests and how many times they failed, and they don't want to tell people if they're taking the test because like it's all like up in the air and whatever. Like, I really don't care if people know that I'm taking my test and then I have to tell them that I fail. Like, it's just life. People fail tests and it's not the end of the world. So that is my attitude this morning. My test is actually not until 12:30 today, which is the latest test I've had. All of mine have been like 10:30, I think, maybe one at 11ish, maybe. I don't know, this is definitely the latest one, so we will see how it goes. We'll see what the traffic is like at that time of day. I had one lesson yesterday, which is the first time I'd driven in like 3 months since my last test, and it was all fine, but it was 8 AM on a Sunday morning, so there was not a single car on the road, which probably made it a lot easier. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. I'll keep you updated. I thought I'd vlog because I vlogged last time and I feel like it's good to share these things even if I fail, because if any of you guys are learning to drive and you failed a few times, it probably helps knowing that you are not the only person that is incapable of passing a driving test. At the moment I'm not actually feeling that nervous. Last time I was feeling so nervous, like I just I couldn't deal with anything, especially with my first 2 tests. I felt so sick. But I think I'm at the point now past caring a little bit. I'm sure when it comes to actually being in the test centre I will be absolutely dying. But I've woken up fine, I slept fine, I just kind of want to get it over and done with. If I pass, I pass. If I don't pass, I don't pass. It's not the end of the world. And I just think driving tests are so, like, it really depends on the situation. I know that I can drive fine, and that sounds like weird saying that, but I know I'm capable of driving, so if I fail, it's something that's not necessarily something that would, I don't know how to describe it. Like, if I fail, it would probably be most likely due to like circumstances beyond my control, if that makes sense. And just driving yesterday at 8 AM made me realise like the difference between each test. Like, depending on where you live and the traffic at that time of day will greatly affect your driving test. So it completely varies for one person to another person. So even though that person might have passed first time and you've taken like 10 tries to pass your test, it really doesn't actually say that much. It's kind of, a lot of it is luck of the draw. But yeah, that is what's going on today. Other than that, I don't really have any plans. I'm currently at my mum's house, so I'll have to go back to my flat today because obviously I'll have work tomorrow. But other than that, I have no plans, so I will keep you updated. I'm gonna carry on getting ready and I'll probably check in with you guys again before I go for my test, when I reckon I'll probably be feeling a lot more nervous. I've now finished doing my makeup and everything. My skin at the moment is so less than ideal. Honestly, ever since I had my nose pierced, my skin has been really oily, which seems strange. Like, if any of you guys have had your nose pierced and you experience the same thing, please let me know, because I feel like I'm crazy. It could just be some super weird coincidence, but literally the morning after I had my nose pierced, I woke up and my skin was so oily, and it's been really oily ever since, and my skin before that was like fairly dry. So my skin is very oily, but at the same time it's now super dry, like really dry and flaky and just gross. Like, it is not easy to put makeup on it. So if you have any like skincare recommendations, please let me know, because I am struggling with that at the moment. But I am now pretty much ready to go. I still need to plait my hair back so it's not in my face while I'm driving. I've still got about half an hour to kill, so I feel like the next 30 minutes are going to be the longest 30 minutes of my life. But yeah, I'm feeling okay. I'm still not like full of nerves like I was at this point last time, so we will see if I can keep staying this calm, but I think that may be being a little bit hopeful. But yeah, I'm just gonna wait now for my driving instructor, and I will let you guys know how it goes when I'm back. I have literally just got back from my test and I didn't pass. Again, 4th time, but it's fine. I didn't have a breakdown in front of the examiner this time, so I feel like that's a definite improvement from last time. I knew I'd failed this time. Like, when I was driving back to the test centre, I already knew I'd failed, so when he told me, it wasn't such a shock, whereas last time I thought I'd passed. So when they were like, nah, you failed, that was very annoying, hence the breakdown. But basically I approached a giveaway junction too fast, which meant I had to slam the brakes on, and it just wasn't very good. I mean, I don't think it should be the end of the world, because at least I like braked and I didn't go over the giveaway junction, but fair enough, I can see why that's a fail. Like, it wasn't very smooth, it wasn't good. I just basically didn't notice the giveaway junction like far enough in advance to slow down. So fair enough, Malcolm, I don't take it personally. I get why that was a fail. It's fine, I'll just fork out another £200 in a few months' time for another test. I think the reason I'm so annoyed is the fact that I've taken a day off work for this. Like, one of my precious holiday days has been wasted. And also, as you might be able to tell from how red and shiny I am, it is such a nice day today. I'm talking like blue skies, 17.5 degrees. It is so nice, and I've wasted it in a car, and then I'm going to be heading back home, and then I'm going to be chilling in my flat for the rest of the evening. So I just feel like that's such a waste for a day off work. It's just very frustrating, but it's fine. I'm not going to be able to retake now until probably the end of July, because I don't think I have any holiday days left at work to take until the end of July. So I've got a long while now to wait until my next one, which is fine because it's not like I need to drive anyway. My test as a whole, other than the fact that I failed, was actually okay. Like, my examiner was nice. I don't know how much I've said about my previous tests, other than obviously my last one because I vlogged that, but my first test was really horrific. I'm gonna do, when I eventually pass my test, I'm gonna do a whole like video about my driving experience and my tests experience and things. My first test, my examiner was an absolute cow. She was a piece of work, and she did not make the experience very easy. So I feel like any examiner after her is going to be nice. So my examiner was fine, he was pretty chill. The test route was pretty fine, the roads were alright. I feel like I nailed the roundabouts, which I'm quite proud of, and I also did the dual carriageway twice, so I'm quite proud of myself for that as well. I don't think I actually got many minors. I think I got like 2 or 3 minors. One for a traffic light, which I also slammed the brakes on for because it changed when I was like about to go through it, and I should have just gone through it, but I put the brakes on and it wasn't very good. But I shouldn't laugh about it, but still, only got a minor for that. And then the other thing about my test is that my manoeuvre was to pull into a bay, and if any of you guys have learned to drive or are learning to drive, you will know that that like specific manoeuvre is pull into a bay and reverse into the traffic. Like, that's kind of the entire manoeuvre. So I pulled into the bay fine. Like, I feel like that's like a really easy, nice manoeuvre to get. Put it in reverse, started going backwards, and he was like, no, it's fine, you can just drive out forwards. And I was like, what? And he was like, just drive through the parking spaces and go out the car park that way. And I was like, okay. So I did what he said, and then after that point all I could think of was I failed my test, because why on earth? Like, I was just thinking I must have done so badly that he didn't even want me to complete my manoeuvre because he was like, oh, I'll give her a break, she doesn't need to do it because she's already failed, so I'll just let her drive on. So it really like put me in the wrong mindset, because I was like, wow, what did I do that's so like horrifically dangerous and wrong? He doesn't even want me to reverse while he's in the car, like he doesn't trust me. So that was like stressful. I have no idea why he did that. Like I might ask my driving instructor why like that was the case, because my driving instructor wasn't like sure either. I'm thinking it might have been because a car pulled in next to me while after I'd pulled in, before I was about to reverse out, and maybe you're not allowed to reverse out if you've got a car next to you or something. Because I know that when they tell you to pull into a bay, you pull into a bay like not next to a car, so that might be the case. But that definitely put me off, and like I wasn't in the right frame of mind because I was so like, something's gone wrong. But I did that fine. I didn't get a minor or anything from my manoeuvre, so that's very weird. I think that's the only like noticeable thing that happened on my test, other than the fact I failed. Everything else went fairly smoothly. I feel like tests go so long. You'd think 40 minutes would just fly by, but I find myself looking at the clock for the whole time being like, come on, we must be almost like at 1:20. It was very long, and I had a sat nav, so I did have the sat nav like follow that for 20 minutes. But yeah, I think that's probably all I have to say about my test. Failed again. It's just dumb. Like, I think if I was someone that wanted to drive and I had a car lined up and I just needed a car for some reason, like I needed to be able to drive to get somewhere, or it was just like a necessity in my life, then taking these tests would be a lot more frustrating. I don't know what I would do with myself. Like if I actually needed a license and I'd failed this many times, I'd be getting so frustrated. But it's just the fact that I don't need a license, I don't have a car, I'm not going to drive for at least a couple of years, and I'm just taking this for the sake of taking it because I had some spare time in the summer and it was like, well, this is a good time to learn. And it's like, now I don't have that spare time because I have a full-time job, but also I've just spent all this money learning, so I might as well keep taking tests until I pass, so I've actually like put my money to something useful. So yeah, that's the frustrating thing. I just want to pass, so I've passed and I can move on with my life. But I guess this is now an ongoing thing, so there will be a future vlog of my 5th driving test, and maybe that will be the one I pass, because 5th time lucky maybe, I don't know. I've honestly been so bad at filming stuff today. This entire vlog so far is literally just me rambling about driving. But I'm now back in my little flat. It is like almost 7 o'clock, and I've decided that this evening is going to be like a little bit of a self-care pamper evening, because I want to make myself feel better about not passing. Even though I actually feel fine, I feel really chirpy considering I failed again today. But I've treated myself to some vegan mac and cheese. This is from M&S. I mean, I say treated, I've just tried it and it's not actually that nice. Homemade mac and cheese is definitely 10 times nicer, but it did mean that I didn't have to make dinner this evening, so it's made my evening a little bit easier. I'm also going to do some sort of pamper sesh, I think, in a little bit. I really want to try and sort out my skin. It is just so not good at the moment, so I might do a face mask. It's just going to be a struggle to try and do anything with my nose piercing. Like I can't have any product or anything get in that, which is why I think my skin has probably got so bad in the first place, because I haven't been able to wash my face properly in like a week. So we're going to see how that goes. I'm going to try and do a face mask and try and do something to fix my skin and make it look a little bit less gross. So that's the plan. And then I might do like a bubble bath. I might even read my book. That would be a real treat, and put some candles on. So yeah, that is the plan for the rest of my evening. That mac and cheese actually ended up being pretty disappointing. I mean, it wasn't like disgusting, but it definitely wasn't nice, so I wouldn't recommend that. But I've eaten it and I'm now on a mission to fix my skin. So I'm taking off my makeup. My face looks super red. My skin is naturally really red, which is so annoying because I'm a socially awkward person anyway whose skin blushes all the time, and it just gets emphasized by the fact it is already beetroot red naturally, which is such a pain. I think if it wasn't, I probably wouldn't wear foundation that much, because that is literally the main reason I put it on. I don't really care about like my skin and spots that much. I just hate how red my skin is. But yeah, I'm going to take my makeup off. I'm using this micellar water from Superdrug because I had to pick up one really quickly and I knew that Superdrug was cruelty free. Before this, I was using a Mario Badescu cream to take my makeup off, but that was proving quite difficult with this nose piercing, and I figured using a cotton bud and just some of this stuff is a lot easier. And then I've got a face mask here from Tropic. This is a clear skin blemish fighting mask, so I'm going to put that on and then I'm going to run myself a bath. Also, on the topic of self-care, I may have accidentally just ordered myself a couple of the Gracefit UK resistance bands. Honestly, she is such a good businesswoman. The way she does her restocks just get me. And she posted on her Instagram that she was doing one, and it was literally going live as I was looking at her story, and I was like, oh my goodness, I'm going to miss out on this restock, even though I had no intention of buying anything from her website ever. Like, I've never had that thought. And it just made me go on her website, and then it made me order something. So whoops, just did that. But I feel like that goes in line with self-care. You know, I'm treating myself. I very rarely buy things like that, or like gifts for myself in general, so I feel like I deserve it. So that's quite exciting, although it means that I actually have to get on with doing exercise, which I have not done. I'm planning on joining the gym next week, so we will see if that happens, and we will see if I actually manage to go, and if I do go, if I'm brave enough to actually use those bands. But if I do, then that's pretty exciting because I've heard really, really good reviews about them. This is definitely a look. Also, I was so scared about getting stuff anywhere near this piercing, so that looks kind of ridiculous. Also, I have no idea about how I'm going to actually take this off yet. I haven't thought that far ahead. I'm going to have to be so careful because I really don't want anything going anywhere near my piercing. I'm like a little bit terrified about it because I'm like, it's going to go in and then it's going to get infected and then it's going to look gross. So that's going to be a stressful experience actually taking this off. But for now, I'm going to try and relax. I'm going to go run myself a bubble bath and I'm going to read my book, and it's going to be great. It is now almost 10 o'clock and I'm officially all pampered out. My face is looking incredibly shiny because I put like 400 different things on it, which probably isn't going to help and is probably going to make it a lot worse, but that's fine. It was fun to do. It made me feel all relaxed, and now I'm about to go to bed. I honestly feel so tired. I'm so excited to sleep. There's something about driving and driving tests that just exhausts me. I am really hoping the next time I vlog a driving test I actually pass it, but we will see. I actually googled earlier like the longest it took someone to pass their test, and someone actually did 36 tests before they passed, so I've got a while to go. It's fine. I'm not quite at that stage yet. We will see. If I end up with 36 different vlogs on my channel of me taking my driving test, like, that is not okay. But yeah, I feel okay. It could be a lot worse. I actually feel fairly positive considering the day I've had. But I'm going to end this vlog here. I hope you guys enjoyed it and are enjoying my vlogs in general. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.